Hi everybody, good morning. Today is a Wednesday. I just got back from school. It's a very early day for me. We don't spend the whole day at school on Wednesdays. So I figured a nice way to end off this Essence video would be for me to do a little mini product review. So I'm just going to show you guys the Essence products that I got that I showed you in my unboxing, which should be probably right before this. And now we're just going to test out the products. So the main thing obviously would be this complexion mousse, and complexion products, or mousses specifically, are not very well known for lasting extremely long hours on the skin. So I don't think this is going to be one of those oh amazing wear test kind of videos. It really is just for somebody who wants to have something that's just above a BB cream on their skin and wants to see how it will look. So it's more about the shade matching and undertone matching and seeing how that will work than it is us testing out how long wearing this mousse is or how super stay on your face this mousse is, because that's not what this is going to give us, because it's not that type of product. So if you guys would like to see me test out all the other Essence products that I got and test out this mousse and maybe plus minus do a few hours wear test, then do keep watching this specific segment of the video. Now I just spoke like I was starting a new video, but anyway, we're gonna let that go and get into trying out these products. So the first thing that I'm going to give a whirl is the matte cover stick, and I'm going to use it in the shade 50 Matte Caramel, and we're going to be using this to carve out the brows on the bottom. So I'm going to brush my flat concealer brush on this. I think I'm actually even breaking this thing. Okay, I'm not. I'm going to add some of that on the brush, and then we're going to conceal the brows. So I'm seeing that I'm not getting really great payoff of just putting it on the brush. So I'm going to use this Essence mixing plate that I got, and I'm going to put the product on there and try pick it up from here, because at least I'm warming up the product as well this way. So I think it'll help us get a lot better payoff and help it glide on better. So I don't think when we're concealing the under eye, yeah, that is a lot better than just putting it on the brush. So I think even when we're doing our under eye, we're going to need to put it on the plate first and then work it onto the face, because I think just trying to draw with it directly on your face isn't going to work as well as it does with other concealers. So I like this concealer. Firstly, it's a really good shade for me specifically, so kudos to me on a good pick. I like it, and I like how it blends with my skin tone. I don't really like heavy duty concealers for the underbrow, because it makes it difficult to blend, and then it leaves you with that crazy halo that people usually have around their eyebrows, and I really don't like that. So I like a concealer that's going to give me just enough coverage to clean up the brow but not be too difficult to blend, and I think this is one of those. So for an underbrow conceal, this is a good pick. I like it. And what we're going to do is, before we put some concealer under the eyes, I'm just going to add this eye cream underneath, because I find that because I do have, I wouldn't say wrinkles, but I've got bags under my eyes, so that makes wrinkles on the sides of my eyes. So it makes it very difficult for me to blend concealer in very well, and I don't like applying concealer under my eyes when they're dry, because then it accentuates the lines that I have under my eyes and the bags that I have under my eyes, instead of covering them up and making my under eye look smooth and making me look awake and fresh. So I just add this on, and while it's still a bit damp, I glide on my first layer of concealer. So we're going to be going in with the same concealer again, and I'm going to try and apply it directly under the eye, because I've added some of the eye cream, and then if this doesn't work, then we'll go on the plate. But as you guys can see, it's applying quite nicely, and because my under eye is so slippery, this makes it so much easier to do. I do this with my Elegirl Pro HD Conceal as well, because that I also find creases really easily for me, or rather under my eyes, and it's a bit difficult to blend for me as well when it dries. So I apply a double layer. So as you guys can see, the concealer itself does blend really well, but I swear the trick here is honestly applying an under eye serum or any other serum of your choice on your under eye, especially if you have creasing or bags like me, or even if you don't have bags and you really just want a smooth concealer, under eye concealer application. Do try some eye cream underneath the eyes, because that's going to give you a beautiful flawless makeup application. And as you guys can see, this has just blended into my skin and pretty much disappeared. Now for the star of the show, which is our Essence of Touch Mousse Makeup Foundation. We're going to be applying this all over the face, and my shade is a number 56 and it's Matte Hazelnut. And I am pretty much a hazelnut in many different foundations, so I'm hoping that this is a really good match. So that's how much product I'm taking initially, and I'm going to blend that all over my face and then go in with the sponge. So one swipe, that is the shade that we're getting. Do you guys think it's a good match for my skin? I think it's a good match. I do genuinely think it's quite good. I think it could do for me with a little bit more yellow, but wow, that looks really good. And that blends like a dream. Wow. I'm actually very impressed. I mean, I have some heavy duty foundations that I use on an everyday basis. So that was the one tap, and that's how much I got onto my face. I don't really then go back again and add more foundation on the under eye because I've already added some concealer. So I kind of skip that part. Oh wow guys, this blends so well. It's really easy to blend, and I don't even feel like I need to blend it down my neck as much as I usually do with my foundations. The other thing that I find about mousses that I really like is that they don't dry down very quickly, if they dry down at all, to be honest. So the nice thing about that is, especially if you're a beginner, you have a lot more time to blend out your foundation to make sure that you have no streaks and that it looks good all over your face, as compared to a more heavy duty concealer like the Bobbi Brown foundation. The Bobbi Brown foundation dries down insanely quickly. It's crazy long wearing, and I don't get smile lines from it, or my smile lines when I wear that foundation aren't really bad, and I usually suffer from really bad smile lines. So that foundation is a heavy duty blend as quickly as you put it on foundation. But mousses, you have the time to play with your face and make sure that there are no streaks and everything looks good, and I really like that. So I'm just going to go in with the beauty blender again with the flat side, because I actually do like it, and I'm going to blend the mousse all over my face. So I'm just coming in close so you guys can see what the foundation looks like all over my face. So it's a dewy finish, it's a beautiful blend, and I really like how it looks. And for a natural everyday look where you don't want to look like you're wearing a lot of foundation, this is a really good option. My only issue, as I mentioned, would be this is probably going to transfer, and it's probably not going to last as long as you'd like it to last. So if you're looking for a long wearing foundation, this is not it. This is more I just want to go out for a few hours and look fresh and beautiful for the summer, not a late night out kind of foundation. However, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's a really good match, if not a perfect match. I think this is my perfect match. I really like how it looks. Okay, so next we're going to take some of the concealer again, because I want to brighten up my under eye. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these lightening drops as well, because I do want a little bit more brightness on my under eye. So I'm going to add the drops here onto my mixing plate. Add a bit more. So the drops are a neutral shade pretty much, and I think that's probably made by design so that anybody with any undertone can mix these in and get a good shade, because if it had a yellow undertone or a pinky undertone, it may be difficult for people of different skin tones to use, and they only have one of each, one of the lightening drops and one of the darkening drops. So I think that's why they don't have a warm undertone or a cool undertone. So that's pretty much the shade that we've come up with, that you can't really see because most of it is on the brush, and I'm just going to start applying that to my under eye. Wow, so as you guys can see, the drops have grossly overpowered the concealer, and my under eye is pretty much white. So I'm just going to apply, and then I'm going to apply some of the concealer directly to my under eye, and then blend them together so it's not too bright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this Essence Matte Fixing Compact Powder, all about matte fixing compact powder, and I'm going to dust that onto the under eye. I'm not going to bake because this powder is white, so obviously if it is white and we put on too much, we're going to end up looking casket ready, which is not what we're trying to do. So I'm just tapping it or applying it onto the places that I highlighted. To dust everything off, we're going to use the mattifying compact powder, and this is in the shade Toffee, which should be my all over face shade, I hope. And we're just going to use that to blend the highlight in as well. So what I am noticing is that when I add more products on top of the foundation or the mousse, it does move around a bit, because as you guys can see, this whole area pretty much just looks like my actual skin, and I did put foundation there, and then on this side as well, but then the center of my face, because there was more layers of product, hasn't moved around as much. So the mousse is going to move around when you apply products on top of it, so just be wary of that when you apply your product, that things will move around underneath it, so it's not cake face friendly. So now we're just going to use a darker shade of the Essence powder to contour. I don't even know if this is a good idea, because I feel like there's no product on my cheeks, or rather there isn't enough product on my cheeks for me to be wanting to contour anyway. But I'm going to tap a little bit of the product on my small eyeshadow brush that I use for my nose contour, and I'm going to apply that to contour my nose. So I really like the undertone of this powder, and it is quite pigmented, so it's showing up on my face, which I really like. As you guys can see, my nose is getting snatchified, so I like that. And then I did add some contour powder to my cheek area, and then I didn't add too much, and then I blended everything out. So this is what the face looks like with all of the complexion products on, so that being the foundation, the powders, and the concealer. So I'm just gonna spray my face. Oh wow, that was a lot more than I was expecting, and this mist really nicely. Wow, the mechanism of the spray bottle is really good. I think that I can safely say my favorite thing in all of these products that I've tried from Essence at the moment would be the setting spray, guys. The mechanism is insane, and I think it just made my face look 15,000 times better than it looked initially. Wow, I was doubting the way this face looked, especially because the makeup has disappeared in some places, but the setting spray did the things. I mean, wow, I really like how my face looks after the setting spray. So I'm just gonna add some highlighter, and I'm just using this Estee Lauder. This is actually a blush, but I like using it as a highlighter because I like the bronze tone that it has, and I think this bronze goes really well with my skin tone, so I love using it as a highlighter. And we're just gonna drag that, do the C shape, some into the brow bone, and then some on the cheekbone. If you've been in the drugstore game long enough, you should know that Essence mascaras are the bomb dig. So obviously this mascara is a triple win. The last thing I'm going to be digging into is the lip gloss, and we're just going to put that all over the lips. And lip gloss is always a win for natural looks, you know, because a natural look and a really bold lip sometimes can look out of place, unless if it's a red lip. Red lip is always for the win. So I'm just applying some of this Essence lip gloss, and it smells so good, feels incredible, and it has a tint to it, so it's got a very pretty nudish color to it. This is a win. This is a win. Okay, so that's about it with the little makeup tryout, and now I'm just taking down my dooku because I was flattening my braids because I've had this hair for a while. But besides that, I've got very fluffy hair, so my hair always escapes from the braids. But when I add some water to it and some mousse, you know, that like mousse, wrap set mousse, and flatten it with a dooku, it's game time. It is definitely game time. So I'm sorry I keep looking at myself there because I don't have a mirror, so I'm just trying to see what I look like. But this is our finished look, guys. This actually doesn't look half as bad as I expected it to look. I'm happy I could go out like this. Probably will go out like this. I'm lying. I'm gonna study now. Okay, so I put my camera on my tripod stand vlogging contraption thing. So I'm just gonna step outside so you guys can see what it looks like in full-on daylight. I did film this little mini review with natural light, but we're gonna step outside so we can see what it looks like directly under the sun. So as you guys can see, this is my chest, these are my hands, and that's my face. So we have a pretty good match of the foundation globally, so I think it looks really, really good. I was standing in direct glaring sunlight, but I noticed that that wasn't giving me a very good overview look of the foundation. It was just like the blinding sun, and I also couldn't see what I was showing you guys. So this is what it looks like outside. So the time now, I'm gonna check inside, and then we're going to do check-ins for the next few hours. It's fine. Yeah, so that's just my mom. Say hi, mommy.
Who's that?
It's my camera. Say hello.
Hi. Hi.
Why are you saying hi? Bye bye. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna check what the time is, and then we're going to do a few check-ins of the foundation to see how it goes. And Coco wants to say hi as well. Hi, Coco Loops. Hi, Coco Loops. Hi, baby. Hello, Nana. So yeah, ouch, ouch. Okay, Coco thinks we're playing now, so I'm gonna head back into the house and then show you guys the time, and then we're gonna start with our chickens. Okay, so we're back inside the house, and I just wanted to show you guys what time it is. So it's 11:16 in the afternoon, and that's pretty much when we're starting. I've had the foundation on for almost an hour now though, so we'll say that we've had an hour of wear, and then we're going to do check-ins subsequently. More check-ins from 11:15 going forward. So yeah, let me get to studying and doing other work, and then I'll check in with you guys as I go along. So hello my peoples, we're about to do a check-in. The time now, I'm going to have to be extra and show you guys on my laptop because my phone battery died. So it's about 2 o'clock pretty much now, I'm sure. So yeah, I've had the foundation on since 11:15, so that's 11:15, 12, no, when did I do the first check-in? I think it may have been 11:15, so 11:15, 12:15, 1:15, 2 o'clock, yeah, pretty much about 3 hours. And yeah, now I'm gonna wash my face because I get pretty angsty when I have makeup on my face and I have to work. I can't even touch my face and pretty much just be free. So I'm going to take the makeup off now. I'm sorry I didn't do an extended wear test, but I feel like the foundation has held up pretty good, a lot better than I expected in general anyway, so that's already a positive review. So this is what my face is looking like. It looks a lot more lived in now. It looks like it's sunken into my skin, and it pretty much has blended in with everything else, but I can't complain. For an everyday makeup look or an everyday foundation look, this would definitely be the type of look I would go for, not the crazy heavy foundation, because I don't really like that kind of look for everyday. So what I'm going to do now is a quick transfer test to see if the foundation will transfer onto your clothes and stuff like that, because that would be concerning with the foundation that isn't as long wearing or that doesn't stick to your skin. So I'm gonna get some paper towel. We're gonna do a wet transfer test, and that's pretty much where I'm gonna cut this foundation review or product mini review.